It's Hannah.
And Trevor.
And it's Disney Pinsomniac. And today we have the epic conclusion of our subscription box rankings.
Yeah, this is a big moment. It's really led all up to this final conclusive video, hasn't it?
Yes.
There was a video for every box, and there was a whole saga for Mickey Mouse, I feel like. That was a really fun video if you haven't seen that one.
Yes, and I will say that we do wish that we could afford to try some of the other really big boxes.
Yeah, there's others out there. We've tried 3.
Yes. The other big one that I know of is Magic at Your Door, and it is over $100 per box. And we do not have the financial bandwidth, if you will.
How much was it?
Over $100 per box.
Okay. I thought you said 500 for a second. I was like, what? What is in that?
No, but it might as well be, because either way we can't afford to do that.
That's still a lot.
It's a lot of money, and we would love to review that box. Magic at Your Door, if you would like to send us a box, we'll happily review it. But we just can't afford to review it. And it also wouldn't make sense with the fact that the other boxes that we've reviewed are more similar in price.
Yeah, right.
Now, we're going to go ahead and talk about where we placed our boxes originally when we opened them and ranked them. And then some of our maybe changes to retrospective thoughts. And then just a conclusion overall. And then at the end of the video, we're actually going to do a giveaway. A giveaway for many of the items that we've received, and then a few other things, because we're going to be celebrating the fact that we have just hit over 200 subscribers.
Let's go.
Now, we probably won't be able to do a subscriber every 100 subscriber giveaway. That would be pretty impressive.
This is a great time to do one.
But this is a good time. We have
some
some stuff from doing this project and doing this video series. We really enjoyed doing this. Please, if you liked this and want to see more of this kind of content, let us know. Make a comment. We loved hearing from people that are subscribed to our channel that don't normally comment. A lot of comments that were really thoughtful and meant a lot to us to see. So if you want to keep seeing these, please let us know, okay?
Yeah.
Now, to the rankings. Now, we did this weirdly out of 40 points.
Yeah.
We rated on value, quality, personalization, and overall experience. Now, our bottom box that we got the lowest ranked, we'll start from the bottom, originally is we gave a 21.5 to our Mickey Monthly. Now, we ordered and I'm checking my notes here, the original edition Magic size neutral 18 plus.
Do you remember how much that was off the top of your head? Was it like $60 or 30?
No, it was much cheaper than the rest of the boxes.
It was much cheaper, that's right.
It was cheaper. And we gave this a 21.5. Now, one of the reasons we did this is because there was that whole saga with Mickey Monthly, and
there was a lot. Yeah, again, if you haven't seen that video, maybe I'll link it. It's entertaining. It's good. It's worth it.
But there was just some weird things that happened with the shipping and everything. After Mickey Monthly, we rated Walt Life at a 23.5 out of 40. And then
pretty close. But...
yeah, pretty close. And then Bippity Box we rated at a 32 out of 40. Now, I think it's pretty clear from that Bippity was the best of the boxes that we tried, or we felt like it was. They're definitely items we use probably the most. These ears, a t-shirt, and then we ended up giving away our third item, which was a keychain, but we use the shirt a lot. Trevor and I both wear it. And then we wear these ears, and Trevor wore them all of our Disneyland trip. So definitely felt like that got us like the most high quality items, I'm gonna say.
Yeah, I would say so, yeah.
So I definitely think that Bippity Box is probably gonna keep that #1 spot. Now let's talk about the other 2 boxes. I personally did not enjoy Walt Life as much as Trevor did, even in the opening experience. And then later on, when we went to the outlets and we also read all of the comments that all of you have given on our Walt Life video, it became kind of clear to us that maybe we were not accurately judging a lot of the value of the box, where there were a lot of things that we maybe thought were higher value than they were. Part of that is because we don't live by the parks, and so we don't know all the time how much things actually are. We're actually in many ways the perfect candidates for subscription boxes because we don't get to go to the parks often, and we're kind of those suckers who are excited to get something in the mail, right? And I personally, after we've had our boxes for months, I cannot tell you like anything that we had in the Walt Life box that we actually use, enjoy, or like, besides this one Funko that is okay. It does not stand on its own. It drives me crazy. And I don't want to pay for a stand, so we have it like propped up in the background here. And then there's one pin that we've kept. But other than that...
Yeah, the cookie jar was from, was that Mickey Monthly?
Yes.
Yeah.
So, which brings us to... Anyways, before we go on to Mickey Monthly, do you have any thoughts about the Walt Life box?
Yeah, I think that it was, for me, it was a fun opening experience, but looking back, I think, not to jump to conclusions, but I would say maybe switching those two in our initial ratings, personally. By those two, I mean Walt Life and Mickey Monthly.
And I will say that Walt Life was a really fun opening.
I had a really great time.
It was a really enjoyable opening experience. Yeah, but a lot of the stuff in there really was not...
Yeah, it was on the lower, less expensive. It was also their less expensive box, but Mickey Monthly was cheaper, wasn't it? The box itself was cheaper.
So Walt Life and Bippity were both $60. And if I'm remembering correctly, Mickey Monthly was like $40. Something like that.
Something like that.
The quality items in Mickey Monthly were significantly higher than what was in the Walt Life box. It was really fun to open the Walt Life box, but there's no way that everything really, now knowing what we know about what kind of items were actually in the box, there's no way that stuff was worth $60. Mm-hmm. We didn't enjoy a lot of it, and there was like no personalization element to it.
Yeah.
Now let's move to Mickey Monthly, because this is a really tricky one. Mickey Monthly, for the price point, I think is probably even better than Bippity.
Yeah. From the value standpoint, I think it's the best one.
If you don't care about personalization at all.
Yes.
Because there's not really a lot of personalization. Yes. But we got some really awesome items, and we are actually going to be giving away a lot of the items, not because they're not good items, but because they're not to our taste. Which is part of the hard thing about the Mickey Monthly, is that you don't get to choose. So even though the items were really pretty high quality stuff, mm-hmm. some of them that I feel like were just as high quality as the items in Bippity, we didn't get to make a decision about what kinds of things we wanted. Now, that being said, the reason that we originally ranked Mickey Monthly as low as we did is because we had problems with our box being duplicated, and we had problems with...
They charged us early.
Being charged weirdly and being charged twice before we even got our first box.
Yeah.
And so that one's a really hard to rate experience, because if we look at the items that we got... For, I think it was like $40 if I'm remembering correctly, I feel like we got the best stuff from Mickey Monthly for the price point.
The service was not the best.
The service was not the best. We felt like we were getting scammed at one point. And part of what made this stuff feel like it was higher value as well is that we ended up getting 3 boxes, because we got one box and then we got the same box again,
a duplicate,
and then we got a third box that was a replacement for our duplicate box. Now I will say that is really great customer service, because for about $80 we ended up getting about $120 worth of box stuff. It was just a headache to go through and really frustrating. So I don't know if we had a seamless experience with Mickey Monthly, we might be putting that a lot higher up, closer to Bippity, because the items, like we said again, are going to be, we felt like were better quality items. And we actually use some of the things that were in our box, unlike Walt Life, where we do not use any of them. So, we're going to go ahead and actually show you, because we're going to be doing a giveaway as part of this. some of the things that we got from our boxes that we're going to be giving away. Now, like I said, we're not giving away anything from our Bippity box because we used everything. We gave away already one item in our last giveaway at 100 subscribers. So I guess we gave away that item, but everything else in Bippity we're keeping. Now, some of the things we got from Mickey Monthly that we are going to be giving away, and I think that this speaks to the quality of them. We're going to be giving away this Brito Mickey cookie jar. Now, I was shocked because I went online afterwards because I assumed that they got it on like super deep discount or something like that. And it was almost exactly the price of our box. It was maybe like a few dollars off on Shop Disney at that time. So they probably still did get it for a discount, like at an outlet or something like that. But if I had really wanted this item, I would have been paying full price on Shop Disney. So that
This
felt
is nice.
good.
We use this.
We do use it. It's our candy
we
jar.
love it. Yeah.
And it's cute and it's nice. So we'll be giving away that. Some other things that we got in our Mickey Monthly that we felt like were nicer, and maybe this just speaks to us being old people and liking things that are practical, but we got this
Hot pad.
We have a lot of hot pads. We do not need more hot pads, so that's why we're going to give it away.
Brand new, you know.
Brand new.
All this stuff is brand new.
And this is a BioWorld thing, so this is not like high quality, but at least it's functional, I feel like, right? Like the Mandalorian. Then we have this beanie, and this beanie is a really nice beanie. At least I feel like it is. It's a really comfy,
Is it
soft.
Monsters Inc.?
It's Monsters Inc., yeah. I like the style of their faces. I think they're cute. But this is not either of our styles. We will not be wearing them. We wouldn't be wearing this. We did get it in the summer as well, and so it was kind of like not relevant, but also that's probably how they got something that was kind of nicer for cheap.
Yeah.
So
expensive.
it is also BioWorld, so not crazy nice, but then we got, and we'll also be giving this away, we're basically giving away all of the contents from the replacement box. This Ohana reusable bag. And then this is a really nice item that I like a lot, but is just not something that like I would use because it's not a princess that I collect, and I already have a Loungefly wallet that I love. And that's this card holder. This is a Loungefly card holder. Has Pascal on it. Has a little snap there. Place for an ID. When I opened this, I got really excited, the box.
It's really nice.
Because this is a really nice item. It's just not my style. And so this, I think, really speaks to the fact that the lack of personalization is kind of a bummer with Mickey Monthly, because this is a really good item, but I won't use it. And so it ends up either being something I give away or throw away. And that's not because it's not a good item. It's just that it's not for us. But I don't know if you can tell, all of these items were part of a box. And I think there was maybe something else, I can't remember, that was like $35 or $40, which feels more realistic, I guess, more understandable. The next things that we're going to show are items from... Oh, I guess also this was from our original Mickey Monthly.
Those are pens for Lightyear, the movie.
So we'll also be giving these away. We got them in our duplicate boxes. We actually use our Lightweights.
Yeah.
Lightyear. They're like pens that we keep in the car.
Yeah.
You know, car pens. Is that a
work.
thing for anyone else? I don't know.
I don't know. They work though.
They work though, yep. And then these two things are from our Walt Life box. I have been giving away as like zaps or like little extras in pin mail most of the things from our Walt Life box, because
These are like kind of the... I guess the chapstick isn't so much a bigger item, but this like book is a little bit of the bigger item.
Yeah. And these are like $1 at the outlet.
Yeah.
And I feel like it's a little misleading because they have the $9.99 price tag on here.
But that's in the giveaway. So
Giveaway.
you could win this for yourself.
And then we have some lip balm.
And that'll be in there.
Okay, now the last two things we're going to have in our giveaway, and then we'll talk a little bit about our thoughts about subscription in general, is a Fennec Boba Fett little pop keychain. Let me zoom in on that bad boy. Full disclosure, we paid for this to get another hot cash, box lunch money.
Yep, to make our purchase even.
There you go.
Yeah, cute.
And then
We got a pin.
we got a pin because we are pinsomniacs, right? This is the Tiana designer pin, first edition, because I recently saw that there was a second Tiana designer pin.
These are nice. I like these.
It's a beautiful pin. It has information about the designer here. Beautiful woman there as well. And we got this at the outlet and wanted to include a pin in the giveaway.
In Las Vegas.
Okay, so those are our items that we are going to be giving away. And I think kind of going through that, I think it kind of helps us explain some of our feelings that we have about subscription boxes. So personally, I feel like if I was going to recommend something to someone, which we're doing, I guess, right now, I would definitely not recommend Walt Life. Hard stop, period, would not recommend. Maybe for a child.
Yeah, maybe.
Mickey Monthly, I would feel like it depends on who I was talking to if I would recommend it. Because if you're someone who likes things like house goods, I feel like we got a lot of house goods. Like we got a cup, we got a jar, we got a hot pad, I don't know, like things like that. But that's also probably because of which box we picked. But I felt like for the price point, that was a good value. But we would not subscribe, personally. But if you wanted to subscribe, I don't think you'd be wasting money necessarily.
No, yeah.
Now we get to Bippity, and I feel like that the reason this has probably been, I feel like, one of the longest subscriptions, the most heavily promoted, is because you do feel like you're getting your money's worth out of the box. It is pretty. The items are high quality. They're things you would get. It doesn't feel like they went to an outlet and picked bargain box items.
Yeah, no, definitely not.
So I would probably recommend Bippity the most, with a big asterisk next to it, which goes into, would we recommend subscription boxes in general?
It just depends on the kind of person you are. Like, so if we had just like the money to spend on whatever, I think that the one that would make the most sense for us is Bippity box. I think that would make the most sense. If someone were like, hey, I'm interested in getting a subscription box, and I'm not interested in breaking the bank, but I want one and I like the idea a lot, I would 100% recommend Mickey Monthly, personally. I would recommend Mickey Monthly to them. Unless they just weren't on board with the type of items maybe Mickey Monthly gives, you know?
Yeah, and we'd also...
Generally, I'd recommend that.
Probably recommend that with a little bit of it might be a little bit of a headache at some point, but...
Well, if you're going to get in and stay in...
Then it makes sense.
Then it's fine.
It's probably a good option.
If you're looking to just test the waters at every one, just know that Mickey Monthly is you're probably going to have issues canceling. You have to jump through some hoops to cancel.
Well, you have to for all of them.
We had the most problems with Mickey Monthly, though, I would say.
Yeah.
But for the Disney enthusiast collector that likes spending their money on Disney products and wants to get nice products and be surprised, Bippity Box is the best one, I would say.
I would also say, though, if you are that person, you probably don't want a subscription box in general.
Probably just would want to spend your money at the store or on Shop Disney, I would say. That's my thing, is like I would almost rather have that money to buy whatever I want on Shop Disney. But. And
that's, I think, where we've come into our feelings about subscription boxes, is that they are... My dad has worked in marketing for a long time, and he said... I was subscribed to Birchbox. I don't know if you guys know about that. It's kind of like Ipsy, where you get like makeup samples, things like that. I was subscribed to Birchbox, and my dad said, "This is amazing. I don't know how they managed to market a product where it's just a bunch of market testing where you try a bunch of products and you're paying money for it, because a lot of the time, and I've been to focus groups where I've tried on makeup and they give you free products and they want to hear your thoughts, and in many ways I feel like it kind of ruined Birchbox and Ipsy for me, because that's kind of what it is where you're paying to be part of like focus groups where you try a bunch of products, you see if you like them, and then you have to go buy the full-size product on your own. Now, not knocking on that, but you do feel like when you get a Birchbox and Ipsy, or I've done like Carebox, you feel like you're getting your money's worth, because you're obviously getting more than what you paid for.
Yeah, more than your money's worth. You feel like you're almost winning, because it feels like you're paying $60 but getting closer to $100 or more dollars worth of stuff. Every time you get one of those, I remember back in the day, I was like, this is a lot of stuff. And it usually is like pretty high quality stuff too.
Especially for Carebox. Now, I can't recommend Carebox because I have heard some things
not
about...
an endorsement.
Not an endorsement necessarily. Though their boxes were amazing.
Yeah, it was like
I still use a lot of stuff. We use in our kitchen a lot of their stuff, and it felt like, okay, I paid $80 or whatever a month, but I felt like I was getting upwards of like $150, $200 worth of things.
Like big, like nice water bottles that are like, could be easily be $60.
I got not to like just harp on Carebox too much, but I got a vegan leather computer case that is gorgeous. I still use that.
They also gave us that glass tea.
There's a tea infusion.
Tea infuser. It's like a thermos almost.
A bamboo, like entire set of bamboo cutting boards. Towels. We got towels from them that we use. All of this stuff, and like, that felt like, okay, this is why you get a subscription box, is because these are smaller companies that maybe we don't know about, and you get a lot of things for a good amount of money, and it feels like good to buy from them. And the reason I actually stopped with Carebox, just if anyone's curious, is because it started off being marketed as a sustainable subscription box, and I just started to think about, what does sustainability mean? And really,
it's kind of anti-sustainability.
It's anti-sustainability if you're constantly buying new things. Yeah. And they've now changed it to be more of a marketing towards like supporting female and BIPOC female and BIPOC owned businesses, and supporting different international initiatives to try and bring people out of poverty, things like that. And that's cool. It's just not going to be how we spend our money right now. Anyways, but that felt like, okay, this is a subscription box. Each of these experiences that we got, we felt like we technically got enough stuff that we couldn't say we were scammed.
We felt like every single box, at least I felt like every single box was as if I gave someone who I didn't know a certain amount of money, and they walked into a Disney outlet or Disney store and just bought things with that money and then delivered it to me. Which is literally what it is. And that's literally what it is. But it doesn't feel like you are getting more for your money than you would if you just spent that anywhere else necessarily. And so this is and we've talked about this, and we've probably even talked about this in another video before this. This is for someone who just purely loves the surprise and loves getting something in the mail and opening it and having that experience and being surprised. That's the draw at the end of the day for me. Which is why it was hard with our Bippity, because we went through, and first of all, we really enjoyed looking through the wish list and picking a bunch of things. It was really fun to do that. But then we were kind of disappointed when we got the exact things that we had liked. And so then the surprise element was kind of gone. Yeah. Which it sounds silly, because it's like, oh, well, you said you wanted that stuff. But that's where I'm like, why wouldn't I just buy that stuff myself? And this gets to it. For all of this, I think the point is that if you want specific things, you should go and buy specific things, or have a personal shopper, or go to online if you can, or when you go to the parks, buy everything you've been looking for. I mean, I had an experience recently at the parks where I had been looking at all these pins online thinking they were super rare, and I got to the park and I saw 50 of them.
50 of them there. And I was like, why would I pay like a huge markup on this pin? Anyways, that's another conversation for another time. But basically what I'm saying is that when I think of a subscription box, I want to have a surprise that is worth more money than what I paid.
Or at least more realistically feels like it is, even though, because it's not obviously not sustainable as a business to give away more than what people are paying, but at the very least you want it to feel like, oh my goodness, I wouldn't have necessarily been able to necessarily buy this.
All of this stuff if I had gone on the website, if I had gone and looked at this full price and bought it without it being like a wholesale purchase like the businesses do, right? And so for me, we had some surprise, but then the value wasn't as high. And then we had higher value, but there was no surprise. And it didn't feel like in either of those situations that it was something that we would want to sign up to get over and over again. It was still an enjoyable process. We always enjoyed opening our boxes. And so if you're someone who just loves a little serotonin in the mail and to get that experience of basically getting a present every month, I don't think that this is a bad option. You just need to have the expectation that it's not going to be this amazing like secret slept on deal that no one's telling you about. We hope that this is helpful. I know that a lot of our thoughts are kind of scattered, but basically in conclusion, I think our point is that it would Bippity, Mickey Monthly, Walt Life in that order, but we probably wouldn't say that they're right for us as consumers.
We can't give a glowing endorsement to any of them unless you are the specific kind of person where you look at it on the face of what it is and are like, yes, I want this.
With that in mind, we really hope that some of you like some of these items that we've received and that this is a helpful process for you in figuring out if subscription boxes are the right step for you. And maybe you view subscription boxes from a totally different lens, and we'd love to hear that. If that's something that you look at it and you think, no, I want a subscription box because I like X, Y, and Z thing, tell us. We want to hear what it is. For us, this didn't feel like it was worth our money, and it felt like we were buying into the capitalist machine of consumption. It just felt like a waste. It felt like overconsumption to us, and it didn't feel like it was worth it. So because of that, we want to give you some of our overconsumption.
We're going to give it away. And that's what I'm most excited about from all this, is the giveaway that we're going to do.
And we'd love to hear what items you would like from this giveaway and what items you enjoyed seeing us open and which box, based off of our reviews and our comments, would you recommend. So we're going to go ahead and promote that giveaway now. So the instructions for entering are going to be as follows. Number 1, you have to be subscribed to our channel. We will check. If you're not subscribed, you will not be getting anything, okay? Second thing, we want you to like and comment on this video. We would like your comment to include which item in the giveaway you would be most excited to win. Per a few videos ago, we said that for a future giveaway, we would be including a keyword that was what Trevor first started collecting. Now, we are going to go ahead and share that with all of you. If you don't include this in your comment, you will still be entered to win. You just won't get a double entry. As long as you like it, subscribe to us, and comment something that you would like to win from this giveaway. That's how you get in. This fourth piece is just going to be an extra bonus. And that is the item that Trevor collected as a small child. Trevor, do you want to share with everyone?
Yes. The item is nutcrackers. Like the decorative, here's a picture.
And how old were you when you started collecting nutcrackers?
Probably 6 years old, 5 or 6 years old. So, and I have 32 of them, but I've gotten rid of some of them over time, but I don't collect them anymore.
Now, I wanted to share this with all of you on our channel because it cracks me up, because Trevor has always been a collector. I think some people are collectors. It's like in their like blood. They like to collect. And Trevor, as a 6-year-old, decided he wanted to collect nutcrackers. And he has 32 of them, you said, now. I got to see them our first Thanksgiving that we spent together as a married couple at his parents' house. And they are a sight to behold. There are football player nutcrackers, there are Santa nutcrackers, there is a Jack Skellington nutcracker, there are like occupational nutcrackers as different work things. It is a very strange hobby, and the reason that Trevor got interested in collecting nutcrackers, would you like to share?
I think it was because of this is not going to make any sense to anyone, but I think it was actually, I mean, I was a little child, but I think it was because of the Fantasia 2000, the movie. So I'll put a picture in, which it was, you know, there's like little segments in the movie, and there's one where there's a toy soldier, which is still my favorite part of the movie to this day, probably because of the association there. But it's not even a nutcracker in the movie. But I think that's why. When I think back, I think that's why.
It's because of the tin soldier in Fantasia 2000 that's not even a nutcracker.
Yeah, exactly.
And if you can go ahead and add that into your comment,
just fit that word, I guess, or item into your comment, then
you'll get an extra bonus entry. We will be announcing the winner to our giveaway on our Instagram at Disney Pinsomniac. Now, we aren't going to be checking to see if you follow our Instagram, but if you want to be updated about who's going to be the winner, we don't have enough subscribers on YouTube yet to be able to post on YouTube, so you'll have to go ahead and check our Instagram, Disney Pinsomniac. We will also go ahead and comment on the person who's won
on YouTube
that they've won, and ask them to reach out to us via Instagram. Thank you so much for watching, and have a magical day, okay?
All right, bye.
Bye.